Right, good evening. My name is Miss Benham. I teach the woodwinds, and we have Mr. Simmons. He teaches the percussion. We are so excited to show you our spring concert and how much progress we have made. First, I want to invite any loved ones that you have that might not have been able to meet us tonight. We have a showcase during the school day on Monday next week. In case any of them are interested, like grandma, grandpa, or whatever, they can come. It's going to be around, I think, 2:30. We'll send an email about that, but that's an option as well. It'll be the same program. And then we also want to talk about a special group that we have called Vogel Band, where these students had to audition for us, and they come early and they play harder music, and they've been working since like February. And they went to contest about 2 weeks ago, and they earned that big trophy in the back. Percussion, can some of those grab that trophy? Or somebody can grab it. Oh, we're gonna get hold it up.
Yeah.
So this year we had about half of the group being fifth graders. So these kids worked really hard. They're playing harder music than what the regular sixth graders get to play. So they work really, really hard. If you are a member of the VSB, would you please stand to be recognized? All right, so we've got 3 songs for you. It's less songs than we did for the last concert, but these are longer, and these are different because they're actually playing different parts from each other. It's the first time playing real band music. So we're going to start our concert with a song called Samba La Bamba.
Once again, I'm Mr. Simmons. I teach brass and percussion here. Can we get another round of applause for our students? Miss Bell and I are so very proud of all your students and the progress they made. They sound so much different what they did this summer. And I remember during local periods during this semester, I'm talking to my 6th graders, never 5th graders. The 6th graders about, there are some days where these students sound almost comparable to them. That's really exciting for them in the future. Speaking of the future, 6th grade band is next. And I wholeheartedly believe, both Ms. and I wholeheartedly believe that every student in this ensemble should be in 6th grade band again. It is not the same experience. We're no longer just learning how to play instruments, we're learning harder stuff, more techniques, on instruments, and developing your students for Things that we do in sixth grade band is different from fifth grade. Your students have an opportunity to participate in our solo festival. That is where they're able to prepare a solo on their own and perform it in front of a judge for a rating. Some of our sixth graders did it, and all those who did participate earned a superior rating, and we expect or anticipate that the same will be true for these students here. Another thing we look forward to as sixth graders is you get to perform with the Irons Band and Oakridge Band called Mega Band. It happens in early January next year. It's where every band student from sixth grade all the way to a senior in high school plays together in one massive concert at Oakridge High School. It's a fun event, and we invite all parents to attend. We'll send information closer to the date.
Mega Band.
And we alluded to this earlier in the night. These students will be better equipped to audition for our Vogel Band program. That's our highest band. We already have some fifth graders who will eventually be leaders in VSB next year, and we're looking forward to having more of these students join that ensemble. Without further ado, here is your
awesome. They were all like counting and listening to each other to make sure their partner was doing the same thing. It was really awesome. So we've got one more song, but first I want to talk about, we have Urban Air next week on Tuesday. And then I want to talk about band karate. So band karate is something that we do totally for fun. It's not a grade or anything, but it's an opportunity for those really competitive kids to try to get something called belts. So each of the belts, it goes all the way from white belt all the way to black belt. They have to do 3 things for each belt and pass it off to our standards, and we can pass them on. So their expectation for 5th grade is to get to blue belt, which is halfway through. And then I'm going to read all of them. We have someone that went farther than blue belt, so it's going to be a lot of names, so please hold the applause until the end. So we've got a lot of kids that achieved that goal. When I say your name, please stand and stay standing. Henry on trumpet. Bradley on euphonium. Jensen on trombone. Imani on clarinet. Luke on saxophone. Ray on flute. Adam on oboe. Maya on flute. Savannah on flute. Derek on clarinet. RJ on saxophone. Narab on clarinet. Mia on clarinet. Hunter on clarinet. Benji on saxophone. Dee Dee on clarinet. Sophia on saxophone. Mackenzie on clarinet. Anthony on flute. Kenley on flute. London on clarinet. Jasmine on flute. Irene on bassoon. Colby on flute. Timmy on clarinet. Braden on oboe. Yaziel on clarinet. Yumio on saxophone. Bowman on saxophone. Abigail on clarinet. Felipe on clarinet. Sire on bassoon. And Lexi on flute. Please recognize these students for their hard work.
Good job, kiddos.
So of the students I just mentioned, some of them went beyond the blue belts, and so we're going to talk about that. So this was totally not a challenge, but I mentioned last year we had 2 beginners that got to a black belt, and all of them were like, I'm going to do it too. And they did it. So Timmy was 1 star away from getting a black belt. I'm sure he's going to get it in the next few days. Go ahead and stand up, Timmy. He's almost a black belt.
Instead of Timmy trumpets, Timmy clarinet.
Braden on oboe. He is also 1 star away. He'll get it sometime soon. Go ahead and stand up, Braden.
Good job, dude.
Yaziel on clarinet. He's 2 away. He's probably going to get it soon. Jamil on saxophone is 2 stars away. Bowman is very, very close as well. Understand, Bowman? I didn't tell him I was going to do this. Surprise! Abigail is very close. Felipe is also very close. Alright, Sire is also very close with the student. And then this final one, she got her black belt like a long time ago, and I had to make a whole other thing for her to get a double black belt, and she's already halfway there. That is Lexi Nichols on flute.
Good job, y'all.
So one last thing before we play our last song, I want to thank you guys, the parents, for supporting our young musicians and all that they do. This would not be possible without you. Thank you so much.
Yay. You're welcome.
So really quick, I want to thank our custodial staff. They'll be putting away these chairs at the end of the night. I want to thank the Irons band directors. We have Mr. Sparger recording for us back there, and Mr. Peters. Thank you. And we also want to thank the Oakridge band directors. They helped get us set up on all these kids picking out instruments in the fall. So that's Mr. Dillard, Ms. Gregory, and Mr. Bouchard.
Yay, Bouchard! Woo-hoo.
And then lastly, I want to thank our administration staff, our principal, Ms. Haymarch, and our 2 APs, Ms. Bradford and Ms. Brown. Without their support, nothing would be possible. So here's our